the city which was...
The Vallelunga circuit now holds the Italian F4 championship here this weekend, and what will be an amazing weekend for action for the Italian F4 championship. 4 races, and the first of 4 this weekend is about to bring all of the action out of the Italian F4 championship and should make it a very interesting first race as well here in the heart of Italy. In Vallelunga, we race this weekend around the 10 corners. Well, probably more than 10 corners, but that's what I've got here. We've got 10 corners, and the famous, of course, turn 1, Curva Grande. Literally a curve in the road, and that is why it's called Curva Grande. Down towards turn number 1, race around 11 corners of this short but fast Vallelunga circuit. It should make it very interesting indeed. So, to hand it down now up to the world feed, it is Ian Silvestri.
Nice to have your company as we welcome you to the Long Valley Circuit north of the eternal city of Rome. This is Vallelunga, the second round of the Italian F4 Championship for 2026, presented by WSK Promotion, together with the Automobile Club of Italy. David Cosma-Christopher, pole position in his group, alongside Ed Robinson. They were fastest last night, and we spoke to them after qualifying.
But the ads get in the way every single time.
It feels great. I mean, we saw we were strong yesterday and today morning, so we had good chances to do well, and I put a perfect. I could put a good lap together and got pole position. I think it was pretty good. To be honest, while I was doing it, I was like, oh, missed a bit here, missed a bit there. But then when I tried to push a bit more, I actually went a bit slower. So I think that was a really, really good lap. I was by myself the whole time, so that was perfect. The team's very good. Obviously, they keep trying new things with different cars. They know what they're doing, and obviously, it's quick. So big thank you to them. Couldn't be possible without them. Very proud. Showing off my 2 nations where I'm from, being able to race for them. It's really good.
Yeah, obviously 2 times in a row at the same track is obviously a nice thing, and I'm really happy about it. Last year the conditions were a bit different to what they were now, and yeah, I'm just really happy that I put the lap from the previous track that I've done, and yeah, I'm really happy about it. Yeah, obviously the target for this year is to win the championship, but at the moment I'm working on myself to improve what I need to, and at the moment it's going good, so we're on the right path to it.
Indeed, David Cosma-Christopher, of course, very strong last time out as well. Looked to be very strong indeed. But the strong drivers last time out, if you missed all the racing from round 1, it was Alp Asquith winning race 1, of course, the rookie race as well. Let's hand it now down to the pit reporter.
Are you happy to be here?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I had a week off at home, and yeah, I wanted to come here to see all these guys back in F4. So yeah, it's nice
To be back in the Formula 4.
Yeah, to see also on my own track. And I actually never raced here, but yeah, it's nice to see all these young guys fighting for the win. So
How's it going?
it's going pretty well. We had a big break for F3, but now we will start again soon in Monaco. So yeah, really, we're ready to restart.
Do you have any memories about this circuit in Vallelunga?
Yeah, we did my first test, also the Supercorso with Aci. So yeah, it's nice always to be here.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to have Matteo with us on the grid, of course, former Formula 4 racer, now with Trident in the FIA Formula 3 Championship. Trident, of course, joining us in one of 13 teams on the grid here for the second round of the 2026 series. If you're just joining us, it is the second round after Misano just a couple of weeks ago. 43 drivers. We've had to split the field into two groups. This is the first qualifying group race here this morning. Andy Consani is speaking with Lauda.
So, hi Andy, great speed at Misano, but the result did not show your potential. So now we have a very good opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Unfortunately, in Misano, we couldn't reach the result we wanted. Now we're starting on second row with the Prema and US in front. We have a great speed. The team did a really good job for all the week to have a good car before quali. Now I feel that I can play for a podium or even better. So we will see.
Good luck. Thank you.
Andy Consani, the Frenchman, lines up on the second row of the grid. And thank you to Lara Cole. They're getting a few interviews as now the teams / drivers make their way off the grid. And we're about to get 28 minutes plus 1 lap of racing underway for the Italian F4 Championship. This should be a very, very interesting first race of the weekend. First of 4 throughout the weekend. Should make it very interesting indeed. But the Italian F4 Championship is about to bring on all the action.
We'll start pole position for race 2 later this evening.
David Cosma Christopher on pole position, followed by Luca Samolisto. Then it's Andy Consani and Alex Ruta in position 4. Prema Racing, US Racing, RSGP, and Van MS4 Racing line out your top 4 cars on the grid. And further back down, it is Alp Ascoy, Artem Severukin, Thomas Behrman, the brother of Ollie Behrman. Then it's Alexander Savinkov in position 8 for the US Racing team. The Genza Motorsport team, the Van Amersfoort Racing team, and the Prema team for Alp Ascoy, who was very strong last time out. And it's Noah Killian, Ari Barnsel, then Pedro Lima in the Van Amersfoort Racing crew. And it's Kenzo Craigie as well for the RSGP team. So US Racing 9 and 10, Van Amersfoort 11, and RSGP 12. Florian Hatamara in position 13, Roman Kembaya in position 14, Quan Ho Lang Zhang in position 15, and Levi Arn in position 16 for the Genza Motorsport team. Badar Al-Suti in position 17, and Alexander Bondarev. And it's Evan Milcini and Nicolas Cortez, the Italian driver, on Italian home field. Dominic Simic and Emily Cotti, and it is Capo Martinez. And then Thomas Gender, the Dutch driver, in position 24. Igor Polak in position 25, and Andrea Rodriguez, followed by Federico Diaz and Givina Pazzeri in position 28 for the PA Racing team, the Alpha 54 team, the Creme Racing team, and the Maffei Racing team. So, of course, that is your grid. The top 30 on the grid as well. We've got nearly 40 cars. I had to split them up into 2 lots of groups. Because, of course, a grid capacity here of 28 cars is a staller off the grid and has been able to get his way off the grid. There's about 2 or 3 stallers, actually. So you do expect that from such a big grid indeed as they make their way through Curva Grande for the first time. Race start not too far away.
Deceptively fast kick down on the start-finish line, or past the start-finish line. This is Jiminy Wild, the 4.2 kilometre Vallelunga circuit, about 30 kilometres north of Rome. Cosma Christopher, pole position after a great run at Misano just 2 weeks ago. The championship looks like this. Alp Ascoy is the race leader on the championship leader on 82 points. Nicolo Marcagnani, who will line up on the grid later this afternoon for Grid 2, second in the series on 66 points. The pole sitter, David Cosma Christopher, on 61. Ari Barnsel is 4th in the series. He had a brilliant run. We thought he would actually win the race. Came home P2 in the final race of the weekend at the Marco Simoncelli circuit. He's 4th in the series on 60 points. And David Walter, another great running qualifying for the day for the Maffei Racing team. He'll be racing in race 2 this afternoon as you look at the field coming out of the slowest corner on the championship calendar. David Walter, 58 points, 5th place in the series. So a beautiful sunny morning here for the second of 7 rounds. The Italian F4 Championship for 2026. Coming into La Roma Curva, the Roman curve. This is Artem Severukin. Nice to have the Jensen Motorsport driver back on the grid with us.
Of course, Italian F4 has been coming to this circuit for quite a few years now. And to be honest, it's very good to see. There is David Cosmo Christopher lining up on the grid. So he gets himself ready, gets himself prepped for what will be a quite crazy race start off the line.
Federico Diaz, the Argentine. For the Argentine team, Tusvana Motorsport Racing. Their driver, Alexander Ruta, second row of the grid, car 3 on grid 4. Jensen Motorsport, who won the title in 2016 with the Argentine Marcus Siebert. Their driver, Artem, on the 3rd row of the grid. We welcome you to the eternal city of Rome, the first of 4 races here this weekend at Vallelunga. Cosmo Christopher on pole, the 4 red lights. For the first time this weekend, we race. Great stuff from the outside front row of the grid. Lucas Samalisto launches by David Cosmo Christopher as they race down the hill for the first time. It is the Finn who goes P1. Good stuff from Andy Consani who goes through to P3. Thankfully, a clean start, some dust being blown up or pushed off as some cars run offline. It is Lucas Samalisto. They come down through Chimney 1, Chimney 2. It is the Finn in P1. David back into 2nd place. Just ahead of Alexander Ruta. Just going off the road. One of the Jensen Motorsport cars brings it back on safely. Lucas Samalisto. P1 for the Us Racing team. Ruta on the outside of the 2 Prema Racing drivers. Cosmo Christopher in 98. Axoy, the top rookie and the championship leader outright. Just behind Ruta. Goes through into position 2. Then the 2 Prema drivers. There's Artem in P5. Severukin from Savinkov. Consani, Kilian, Lima and Kenzo Craigie into P10. He's the former junior World Cup racing champion. Look at the lead already from Lucas Samalisto. Back to the pole. Alexander Ruta. They go into the slowest corner in the championship. Coming out of Torrentino at just 56 kilometers an hour. A slight lift through the chicane. We've got a spin in the background. Into the wall goes one of the Van Amersfoort racing cars. And stranded in the middle of the circuit, it's Kenzo Craigie. Has come together with Pedro Lima. A big crash coming out of the slowest corner on the circuit in the entire championship. Kenzo Craigie and Pedro Lima have come together. It looks as though Kenzo Craigie was avoided, thankfully, by the rest of the pack. Just a local yellow only for the moment. That inevitably will change. Kenzo Craigie stranded in the middle of the circuit. Look at Samalisto with a lead of 0.8 of a second. That is about to evaporate. As we see, Cosmo Christopher Axoy Severukin has now got by ahead of Andy Consani Savinkov. Noah Killian and Behrman. Look at that. Pedro into the wall. He's still in the car. But the Brazilians' race is over. For a sign.
Stupid ads. Go away. Go away, please. Why are you playing 14 seconds worth of ads? Are you kidding me?
We stay green just for the moment. Still waiting for word from race control. Pedro still in the car. Look at Samalisto from Ruta. And this is Kenzo Craigie. Incredibly, the R-Race GP team go to work and try and get him back into the race, potentially staying on the lead lap. Pedro Lima, damage to the Van Amersfoort Racing Team driver's car. He is out. We stay green, way off the racing line. Kenzo Craigie will be playing for a safety car, but it has not materialised. You see the Trident team drivers going on through. This is Dominic Shimek. Cortez on the outside for Martinez. Lima's car offline. That's great officiating from our race director, Mr. Dino Lodola. No safety car. We stay green. Lucas Samalisto. Well, he does maintain the lead. 0.8 of a second. Jacobo Martinez trying to make his way through after not the best qualifying run on the back of Cortez, ahead of Genda. Cotti, Rodriguez, Polak, Panzetti, Federico Diaz. We stay green, no safety car. Kenzo Craigie has rejoined. He is still just on the lead lap as Lucas Samalisto continues to lead, pulls out by 1 second. We watch this. Lima into the back of Kenzo Craigie, seemingly smack into the wall. The Brazilian's race is over. Heavy damage to the front right of the Varnama Sport racing car. Kenzo Craigie immediately with a puncher to the left rear, but the RSGP driver has come into pit lane for a pit stop, a new left rear Pirelli. He's back on track, still on the lead lap, but down in 27th place. So it's Samalisto, Ruta, Cosmo Christopher, Aksoy, Severukian, Savinkov, Kilian. Ruta still in second place. There is the pole sitter just behind David Cosmo Christopher from the championship leader, Al Baksoy. Severukian tries the outside for the Gensa Motorsport team. They go by the abandoned car of Pedro Lima. We stay green through the chicane. Severukian on the back of the Turk, who's P1 in the championship. Car 10, the second of the Prema Racing drivers. Look at Lucas Samalisto pulling away as Artem Severukian locks up and gets the right as they go down the straight. Gets the slipstream as well. Severukian having to defend from Savinkov just behind. Then it's Kilian. Consani back to wait. Damon and Roman coming up on debut. Here's the young Brit in car 4 in P10. Severukian tries the inside, tries the outside, down into Chimney 1. Holds on to it. There is Savinkov on the outside. Can't do it. Artem Severukian, who missed the first round at Misano, back with the Gensa Motorsport team for the rest of the series. Severukian trying to find a way around, locks up the front right, goes in deep, almost goes by Al Baksoy into the marbles, and now will lose the position to Alexander Savinkov. His teammate, Samalisto, still in the race lead. The gap 1.9 seconds. Luca is dominating here this morning. Was down in nowhere's feeling qualifying last night. Was down in about 11th place until he went P2, his final flying lap of qualifying. They come into the slowest part of the circuit, into Samafaro, which literally translates to the traffic light corner, the slowest corner on the circuit. This is Savinkov. Now on the back of Al Baksoy, who's still in P4. He's still the championship leader. Consani from Behrman. Kamyab on debut is the young Brit. Great start to his campaign for Roman Kamyab. 10th outright, the second rookie from Badia Al Salati, who's come from grid 17. The Qatari also for the Gensa Motorsport team. We look at his teammate, Artem Severukian. On the back of Savinkov, 1.5 Russians on your screen at 237 kilometers an hour. Cosmo Christopher tries the outside of Ruta. Severukian does likewise on Savinkov. 35.309 for Lucas Samalisto. The Finn leads by 2.2 seconds. Ruta having to defend from Cosmo Christopher, who tries the outside. There is no space there. Has to tuck back in. Ruta defends. They're both losing time. Luca is walking away with the first of 4 races here this weekend. The Finnish driver for the German team here in Italy. The pole for the Dutch team in second place. The Romanian for the Italian team. David Cosmo Christopher in P3 gets the run up the inside. DCC from P3 tries to take Ruta. Aksoy on the attack as well. Defending from Savinkov. Severukian. The Australian champion, Noah Kilian. From Andy Consani, Thomas Behrman, the 2 Prema Racing teammates. What a fabulous race here this morning. Lucas Samalisto is walking away with this. They go through the chicane. They're too wide. Ruta gives space and loses the place as well. That was costly for the pole. He's got a problem. It looked to be a punch at left rear. Locks up coming into pit lane. That's a disaster for Ruta, who was running in second place. Obviously, very slight contact, and there's the reason why. Because Andy Consani has got no front wing. The car is about to understeer at 140 miles an hour in just a moment. Savinkov fighting with David Cosma Christopher, Killian and Aksoy. So there's the Turk from the Australian, the championship leader from last year's Australian champion, also for the US Racing team. Ruta into pit lane for a pit stop to replace that puncher. And Andy Consani will have to do likewise as we see Noah lock up. Killian. There's Thomas. Behrman now up into P6. And Roman Kamyab. What a great debut for the Brit in car 4. He's the second rookie and 7th outright. And for the first time this morning, the safety car comes out onto the circuit. This will give Ruta a chance to catch up. This is the reason why it looked as though we've lost one of the Prema Racing drivers. Stranded, the car has stalled further back in the pack. This is about to give us the reason why Cosma Christopher. In fact, it was David Cosma Christopher. That was the reason why Ruta got the puncher and just helped around. Kingsley Zhang. It was the Chinese Prema Racing driver who is still stranded on the circuit. A lead of 3.6 seconds from Lucas Samalisto. It evaporates after the Finn dominates here this morning. So Lucas Samalisto with the race lead from David Cosma Christopher. Savinkov is into P3. This is Andy Consani, the RSGP team, going to work a new front wing for the French Mercedes junior driver. Samalisto, Cosma Christopher, Savinkov, Aksoy, still the championship leader, still in position 4. Killian, Behrman, Kamyab, Al-Salati, Florentin Hatama, now up into P9. And also the third of the rookies. And Bondarev, remember, not a good run in qualifying yesterday for the Williams junior driver, has now made his way up into 10th place.
With Macquarie.
Jesus Christ. I don't exactly give you a warning.
So Lucas Samalisto with an enormous lead. That evaporates as they pull in behind the Lamborghini Urus safety car. Samalisto from Cosma Christopher, Savinkov. Aksoy has kept car 10 clean. Still in P4, still in the championship lead. What about Noah? The Sydney Sider into P5, also for the US Racing team. Good race thus far from Thomas Behrman. As you look at Andre Rodriguez go through in car 40. There is Diaz from Ruta, who has rejoined, as has Andy Consani and Severukian. It was Artem who came together with Kingsley Zhang, has also rejoined. Kingsley Zhang still stuck down in the pits. It looks as though he will join Pedro Lima as the 2 retirements here this morning. So there's the news that we wanted to see. The safety car will pull into pit lane at the end of this lap. This is the first of 4 races here this morning. This is Kingsley Zhang, who finally does rejoin the race. Will go down 1 lap regardless and will not catch up to the back of the pack. So Lucas Samalisto, 3.6 seconds was his lead. And you can see Cosma Christopher is now barely 1 meter behind the Finn, who is trying to take the win once again. US Racing first and third, split by David Cosma Christopher. walking pace coming out of Samafaro into the chicane. Lucas Amalisto, great restart, accelerates. Coming into the Roman curve, the green flag flies, and we race green once again. Super restart from Lucas Amalisto. Cosmo Christopher. In second, there's Savinkov. The field spread out nicely as we go into the second half of the first of our 4 races here this weekend. The second round of the Italian F4 Championship here at Vallelunga, north of Rome. Samalisto, Cosmo Christopher. It's a restart from David Cosmo Christopher as we look at Andre Rodriguez. Down the inside, the American picks up a place and goes by the Brit. It's Emily Cotti. She's back to 18th. Rodriguez goes to 17th behind Jacopo Martinez. Nicolas Cortez as well. There's Bader Al-Salati in P8. Hattemer just behind for the Trident Racing Team. Bondarev, Michelini, Bansal into P12 from Levian. Slight defense from David Cosmo Christopher on Savinkov. There's Bader Al-Salati trying to go by the young rookie Roman Kamyab. A couple of races in the Formula Winter Series at the start of 2026. This is only his 4th car race ever. Roman Kamyab, the second rookie, P7 outright. This is car 7, P1. Lucas Samalisto, who must be a favourite for the title after taking pole for the first race of the championship at Misano by a staggering 0.4 of a second in his group. Took pole position outright, P2 yesterday, and at the moment looks as though he's got the speed to take the win for the first of our 4 races here this morning. Aksoy on your screen, car 10, the championship leader in P4. Great drive from Noah. Just behind is Thomas Damon in 87. There's Bader Al-Salati behind Roman Kamyab. So the Qatari behind the Brit who has the Persian origins. Al-Salati, Hattemer and Bondarev still stuck down in P10. Samalisto, just under 10 minutes remaining. The first of our 4 races here this weekend. 43 drivers from 28 nations around the world here at this historic circuit of Vallelunga, north of the 1960 Olympic city of Rome, hosting the Roman Grand Prix right up until 1991. Last one by Alessandro, the late, great Alessandro Zanardi, when it was a Formula 3000 race. As we look at Thomas Behrman trying to go by Noah Killion, the drivers from the British Commonwealth in 5 and 6. Roman just behind as well. Al-Salati for the Jensen Motorsport team. Just behind is Florentin Hattemer, the Swiss rookie for the Trident Motorsport team, who also, as you know, took pole position with a stunning lap. Lawrence Van Hoopen over in Montreal, Canada, to take pole for the Formula 2 race this weekend.
You little bit.
Poo off, you piece of poo. Stupid ads.
Hattemer in P9 from Bondarev, Michelini, Bansal, Anne, Chimet, Cortez, Martinez, Rodriguez, and Emily Cotti. So the gap out to 0.6 of a second now from Lucas Samalisto, who puts in a 35 dead, 0.50 Al-Salati on the back of Roman Kamyab, who goes defensive down into Chimney 1. No problem for the Qatari. Swoops around the outside. They go wheel to wheel. Fabulous racing here at Vallelunga. He's on the outside. It will become the inside. Al-Salati versus Kamyab. Roman's back on the inside once again. Watch for Florentin Hattemer. The Swiss driver, the Swiss rookie, tries to take the both of them. A lock-up from Al-Salati. Fabulous fight. On debut, Roman Kamyab behind Bader Al-Salati, who's trying to take RK. And then behind is Alexander Bondarev, the Williams Jr., the former WSK European champion, a favourite for this year's title. A forgettable run in qualifying, but he's now in P10. Look at this from the Qatari. Launches World Rallycross style over the curb. Thankfully brings it back on track. Al Salati holds down P8. Lucas Samalistol, the gap is just 0.6 of a second. Pedro Lima's car to the left of your screen, out in the opening stages of the race. We see David Kosman, Christopher, Savinkov, Aksoy, Kilian, Behrman, Kamiab, Al Salati, Hatama, and Bondarev from Evan Michelini, the Italian-born Costa Rican, just outside the top 10. The fastest part of the circuit down towards Chimney 1 as they top out at 237 kilometres an hour. Kosman, Christopher. So it's us racing 1 and 3. Prema 2 and 4. This is Nicholas Cortez coming into pit lane to serve that stop-go penalty. This is Artem Stevarukian earlier on in the race coming together with Kingsley Zhang, who is actually still circulating way down in 27th place, but 1 lap down. So we are on lap 11 here this morning. Samalistov, the gap still just half a second. Michelini with arm behind. There's Dominic Šimek from the Czech Republic, being mentored by now Super Formula driver Roman Stanek, who is racing over the Formula Nippon Championship in Japan this weekend, was with us at Misano, former Formula 2 driver. His young protege, Dominic, in P14. The final points paying position is Jacopo Martinez in P15. Remember, we are paying points down to 15th place. The 2026 a new regulation change, and given that we had 48 entries, 48 cars on the grid at the first round at Misano, 43 here this weekend, there is some credit for at least coming home inside the top 15. David Kosman, Christopher, now under the 135-second bracket. You can see to the bottom left of your screen at 34.928. So that safety car intervention did not work out well for Lucas Samalistol. Kosman, Christopher in second place and the fastest driver on the circuit. This battle a few positions behind. There's Michelini just ahead of Arne, Dominic Šimek, Martinez, Rodriguez as well. But there, Al Salati still stuck behind Roman Kamiab. They have raced brilliantly here this morning. And David Kosman, Christopher. The gap was 3.6 seconds, but with under 5 minutes remaining in the first about 4 races here this morning, you can see the Romanian has closed up on the back of the fin. Lucas Samalistol. This is Aksoy, car 10, the championship leader, the young rookie from Istanbul in Turkey, in P4. Unlikely to take the victory here this morning. He did win at Misano, but 4th place points, that would be a handy start to the weekend for the driver from the city, which is back on the calendar in 2027. Yes, Istanbul Park will host around the FIA Formula 1 World Championship next year, and Al Baksoy and his family, they're most excited about that. Don't be surprised if you see him on the grid in Formula 3 next year. He leads the championship. He's P4 at the moment. This is the Australian champion. He won that title with AGI Sport in his home country. Last year in 2025, Noah Kilian, raised in Chicago in the United States of America, but proudly Australian, running in P5 for the German team ahead of Thomas Behrman. Of course, his older brother, Ollie, won this championship in 2021 in car 87 for the Van Amersfoort Racing Team. Good run from Thomas, race winner last year in the British Formula 4 Championship. And at the moment, he's in P6 from Kamiab, Al Salati. This battle just further back. Ari Bansal behind Bondarev. Ari Bansal, who had a brilliant drive in race 4 at Misano, coming home in position 2, outside the top 10 at the moment, ahead of Evan Michelini. You look at Dominic Šimek, Martinez just behind, and the American from Colorado, Andre Rodriguez. Emily Cotti just outside the points. Ruta, remember Alexander, who was running P10 as you look at Noah Kilian coming out of Samafaro corner. Well, Alexander Ruta was into pit lane for a pit stop, down to last position. He's rejoined. Alexander Ruta remarkably, as Thomas Behrman, his teammate, goes through, Alexander has just taken Emily Cotti up into 17th place. Great recovery from the pole.
Stupid ads. Absolutely stupid.
Al Salati comes out of La Curva Roma, the Roman curve, just behind. This is Florentine Hattemout, the Swiss rookie for the Trident Motorsport team. Down through the fastest part of the circuit, down towards Chimney 1, Chimney 2, deceptively undulating this 4-kilometre circuit. Built in the early 1950s. As we see Ari Bansal again, still trying to find a way ahead of Alexander Bondarev, the Williams F1 Academy junior driver. Stuck down in P10. This is not working out so far for the highly rated Ukrainian from Kiev. Multiple international champion in WSK World Karting, European champion. Of course, he had that frightening accident at Suera a few seasons ago. Already a race winner in Italian F4. It's his second year in the series, but he's stuck down in 10th place with Adi Bansal, who came storming home to second at Misano, right behind. Cosmo Christopher defending from Savinkov on your screen. So now the gap back out to 1.1 seconds. The dying stages of the first of our 4 races here this weekend. Coming out of the final corner, we'll check the gap. They'll cross the line, so we expect 2 laps remaining. I'll get the last lap board 1 lap from now. We start lap 15. Samolistor, the gap 1.4 seconds. Back to Cosmo Christopher, Savinkov, Aksoy, Kilian, Behrman, Kamyab, Savinkov trying to make it an us racing 1-2. DCC in P2. Pole position at this circuit last year. He was fastest in his group yesterday, David Cosmo Christopher, with a 1:34.023. Defending from the Russian, Ukrainian, racing with an Italian license for the German team, Alexander Savinkov, on the back of the driver from Bucharest, Romania. Samolistor from Tampere in Finland. Now 1.4 seconds clear. A 34.818. Savinkov has a big look down the inside of Cosmo Christopher. Watch Al Baxor in the background. Is another further second back. But if they do make contact, all come together. Al Baxor, the championship leader, will be there to pounce. Last lap board next time round. Defends into the chicane. Cosmo Christopher from Savinkov. Sideways on the exit. Nicely held from David Cosmo Christopher. Now Al Baxor, the championship leader, is catching them. Over the line to start the 16th and final lap of the first race here this weekend at Vallelunga. The gap is now 2 seconds from Luca. So collectively, before the safety car pulled out, he's effectively pulled out almost 6 seconds advantage over the total of this race. 3.6 seconds before the safety car intervention. And now 2 seconds clear of this battle for second place. David Cosmo Christopher, Savinkov, Aksoy is still there in P4. Gillian outstanding in P5. There's the Australian from the 2 Brits, Behrman and Kamyab. On debut is Arcade. Ronan Kamyab 7, Al Salati had them out. What about Florentine? And Ari Bansal has got by Bondarev for the final position inside the top 10. Lucas Samolistor. Well, the US Racing team, they won this championship in 2023 with the pole, Kasper Stuka, here at Vallelunga. He's certainly a championship favourite. US Racing currently 1, 3, Prema 2 and 4. into Samafro for the final time. Cosmo Christopher defends out of the chicane. It will be the Finn who takes the win. Lucas Samalisto, lightning quick at Misano, and he's about to convert second place into victory here this morning. He comes out of the Roman corner to take the checkered flag. It is the Finn who takes the win. Lucas Samalisto with victory here at Vallelunga this morning. Cosmo Christopher second, Savinkov home in third. Al Baxoy, yeah, the team owner, immediately on the radio. I dare say that's not to congratulate his driver, Lucas Samalisto, but instructions to bring it back. Regardless, congratulations. The Us Racing team, first and third here this morning. Samalisto, Savinkov in third, with Cosmo Christopher, the pole sitter, home in second place. Al Baxoy, P4 and the top rookie. Final lap of the race, final corner, just a moment ago. Evan Michelini, sideways goes Rallycross. Across the line, incredibly, the Costa Rican has still come home in 15th place. Despite that moment there at 170 kilometres an hour, he's taken the final point-paying position in 15th place.
Okay, so there you go. Lucas Samalisto wins race number 1 of the weekend and somehow managed to find some more pace after possibly cooking his tyres a little bit in the early phase of that one. Somehow, though, was able to find a little bit of pace, and that is his second win so far this season. Can he possibly make that a third coming into race number 3 a bit later on in the week? And it should be very interesting to see if he can do that a bit later on in the weekend. But of course, can he make that, a second one come race 2 a bit later on in the weekend? We do have Group A and B versing off in race number 2. Let's take a look now at the results. It's Lucas Samalisto over David Cosmo Christopher, Alexander Savinkov, Alp Ascoy, your top rookie, Noah Killian, Thomas Behrman, Roman Karbini, and it is Badar Al Sulti, and it is Florian Hatama and Ari Bartzel in position 10, followed by Alexander Bondarev, Levi Aran, Dominic Simic, Martinez, Michelani, Ruta, Rodriguez, Severuken, Cotti, and Kenzo Craigie in position 20. As we will turn the page, Andy Consani, Jenda, Polak, Panzari, Diaz, the Argentinian, Cortez, Zhang, and Lima, unfortunately, our retirement, in 15 laps down. So the cars make their way back to pit lane, and celebrations will be underway. We still have two more streams still to come tonight, or this afternoon, or tonight, whichever one you'd like to call it here. So we've still got 2 more streams still to come. We've got the Formula Regional European Championship, and of course Italian F4 will return from 7:40 tonight. So the Formula Regional European Championship, part 1 of qualifying, still to come. That's actually in about 20 minutes time. Yeah, not too bad there. So good start from Lucas Samalisto, and Alp Ascoy continues to extend his margin not only in the overall championship but in the rookie championship. Thomas Behrman scored well as well, but very nicely done. Why don't you do the cable whip challenge? Because I've already done it, and I mean, like, I've already done it. I mean, I don't see the point in needing to do it again, to be completely honest with you. There's a few of my fans that come to all my streams that have asked for it, and I've sent it to them privately, but you know, they wanted it, so I've given it to them. So yeah, but there is Lucas Samalisto there. jumping out of his car. And very nicely done. He bags a race win here this afternoon. And the rookie winner of Alp Ascari.
Team owner Gerhard Unger. There's Savinkov. Does get the congratulations from his team owner. Together with Anna. Will make his way up to the top step of the podium. Accompanied by Angelo of Archie Sport. There's David Cosmo Christopher. Second place for the Romanian. So the rookie race win will go to Al Baxor as well, fourth outright. Roman Kamyab on debut, his fourth ever car race, seventh outright.
Indeed. So what a race that was. Of course, we still do have race 2, race 3, race 4. Can Lucas Samalisto possibly back that up in race number 2? That's the big question. Have to wait and find out. Of course, we do still have some pretty big names up there of Macaniani as well. So watch out for him. Hand it down to lower column.
Victory for you.
Yeah, it was really good race, really consistent. I think also the pace was strong. I think in the pace side we can improve still a bit, but otherwise I think the race was really consistent and really good for me. I managed to get in the
I sent it to my
the first
fans.
half and remained there for the entire race. So really happy about it and can't wait
I've
for
already
the
sent it to
races.
them. I sent it
Thank you.
privately.
Kitos Luca Samalisto takes the victory and will stand on the top step of the podium. We take a look at the highlights from the first 4 races here this weekend. David Cosmo Christopher to the left of your screen on pole. Samalisto from grid 2 launches off the line and took the race lead, and from there he was never headed around the outside of the Romanian pole sitter. This contact Pedro Lima into the wall after coming together with Kenzo Craigie. To his credit, Kenzo did come home in 20th place after the RSGP team made a very good stop to put him back out on track. Alexander Ruta was in second, defending for his life. The Prema duo just behind.
Right,
And then this, a puncher to the left rear instantly after contact with David Cosmo Christopher, who was lucky to keep the front wheel on the 98 car. Samalisto racing away meanwhile as Artem Severukian and Kingsley Zhang came together. Zhang down in 27, that's Severukian 18th. But out front, Lucas Samalisto absolutely unstoppable.
Indeed, he was. Lucas Samalisto absolutely unstoppable in that one. Alp Ascari coming home for the rookie win and continues to lead the rookie championship as well. So, very nicely done from himself. So, that is it for the Italian F4 Championship race number 1. We've still got 2 more streams still to come. One in less than 5 minutes and the other one in just over a couple of hours. So, the overall championship, it is Alp Ascari still leading out in front of David Cosmo Christopher, Lucas Samalisto, your top 3. But now, Alp Ascari continues to lead out in front and nowhere close to the next rookie either. He leads by 15 points. Very, very well and very, very dominant as well, which is very, very good to see. Lucas Samalisto, the Argentinian, in position 1.
Italian Championship, the German team, Us Racing, take the victory here this morning.
Very nicely done there, Lucas Samalisto. The podium celebrations will begin. The trophies will be handed out to the competitors. Look, David Cosmo Christopher as well. And Lucas Samalisto being handed out his top step of the podium celebrations there. Of course, he won race 2 last time out at Misano. He now comes off to win race 1 in Vallelunga for round 2. The teams as well. Teams trophy being handed out. I don't think we have enough room for our Ascoi on the top step of the podium, but they're the Vallelunga circuit owner, handing out the trophies to the drivers like he will with all of the other categories here this weekend. The Italian Superbike Championship and the Italian GT Championship, along with Italian Sports Prototypes, and we've also got a few others as the celebrations begin for the drivers, alongside the Italian F4 Championship, the Italian Superbike Championship, along with the Italian GT Championship, Porsche Carrera Cup Italia, and Sports Prototypes as well. So loads to get through here at Vallelunga. But up next, though, we head off to the Dutch Grand Prix circuit at Zandvoort. It's next.